be live. Let's copy a link. Just remind the Discrods. We're live. Happy Friday. Bring some music and come chill with us.
Yeah. Come chill with us.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Drifty from Driftwood Gaming. And T is here. She's going to be in and out as per usual. But I'm going to go straight into this.
Let's just jump right into it.
That's my not copyrighted
Not
take
copycat.
on, yeah. So I'm saying let's just jump into this. Let's jump right into this. Let's get straight to the point, right? So, what does this game need to be put out? I think it's almost there. It needs some new enemies. It could use a lot of stuff actually, but it's a huge, significant update from previous version, and it's in an okay state. It needs another playthrough because I changed the parameter changes on a plugin, so it needs one more playthrough. But before I do that, I need to add a few more enemies. So let's do that right off the bat and add some enemies. So we got the Spectre. Where would we encounter these new enemies? One is on the island in the middle, bottom of the world map. Hey, K-Zaman. And the other one, the new one that we added, would be in the mines. Yesterday, the Spectre we added in the mines. And we could add another one somewhere else. Let's add one more creature. Let me just go through some of this artwork and see if anything inspires me to make a creature around the artwork. I could add some more artwork. Akashix has made a ton of stuff that I haven't added to the project already. Or we could add some bosses, you know, for the Mega Bosses option. It's always a thought, something we can do. What is that creature? A R.A.M? It looks interesting and weird and kind of gross. Mimics. Another weird, gross creature. And I do have some animated enemies that I could throw in. Okay, so I don't think we have Succubi in the game yet. So let's add some kind of, we'll call it the Temptress. And this will be like the next upgrade from the Spectre. Except the Temptress will have like all these states instead of like raw power. It'll just have lots of charm-like states. So the Temptress will have 4,000 HP base, 500 MP. She'll have 90 attack, 90 defense, 120 magic attack, 110 magic attack, 100 magic defense, 90 agility, and 100 luck. We'll say 80 attack and 80 defense, so that's her weakness, is you bash on her. Okay. And she will be attacking with the element of, I guess, absorb. She will use an absorbing element, and that's pretty good there. Does she have any special parameters? She will have a that's fine. Let's just go to rates, about element rates. She will take, there's already enough things that take extra damage from fire, so I don't want that in there. Let's say that she could take extra damage from fusion, 25% extra damage from fusion, and she will take very, very little damage from absorb, so 25% from absorb type of rates. She'll take only half damage from dark, but she'll take 25% extra damage from light. And she will take a little bit less damage from ice, but a little bit more damage from earth. Okay, and there's some customization in there. What is she resistant against? She cannot be confused. She cannot be charmed herself. Oops. She cannot be raged. And should I make her immune to silence? She cannot be silenced. And I guess she could be immune to sleep too. She's not going to be a boss. She's just going to be a tough enemy. This will be the encountered enemy version. And she's immune to doom. And she has no chill, so she can't be chilled. I think that's pretty much it. That seems to be pretty good. That'll work for her resistances. And there, it filled the whole tab. Great. So we'll go ahead and give her 420 experience in gold. Let's give some items that she would drop. Maybe make some new ones. She'll drop a ribbon drop, 1 out of 4, which removes any... That's a good item to have, so they're worth farming. She can drop melons, because I just felt like making that a thing. And leather scraps, yep. Those would be her common items. We'll give her enemy drops. Do I have to put in extra enemy drops? Or do I just put enemy drops? Enemy drops. Enemy drops. Okay. So enemy drops, and then we'd need the other one as well. The ending tag. And what would she drop? Maybe have like low % chance to drop. Not weapons, maybe not armors, but maybe she'll drop the belt of domination. Oh yeah, off camera I added a few things. I added a bunch of items after yesterday's stream. All of these items are new here. New earrings and new belts, because there's hardly any earrings and belts in the game. I do plan to add some new rings as well. And these have all been added to the arena store to incentivize using the capture arena system. So we'll say it has a 5% chance to drop that belt, and maybe we'll even give her a smaller percent chance to drop the next tier. A 1% chance to drop the next tier. Let's give her some skills. She will learn. We're going to have to create some new ones, of course. Drain Life, she'll know that one. Constricting Tail, she can know that one. Hey, Docweez. Slumber Drop. Once again, I'll do the same thing that I do with a lot of these creatures. I give them a bunch of skills. I see how the battle plays out, what's too strong, what's too weak. I'll take away skills and create custom ones. Of course, these are all custom that I've made for other things, but a lot of the skills get reused, which is a good idea. You don't want to overuse certain skills. You don't want to overuse any skills, but certain skills will be universally good. Try not to overuse them. Whiplash, that sounds like something a succubus would do. Cool, let's give her some new skills now. I want to add a new state. It would be very similar to Fascination. So at 190, we're going to give her that skill. That's going to be her main attack, I suppose. So let's start with a simple skill, which will be Whip Crack. And this will be basic attack. Deal. It's going to be physical damage. Physical damage to one target. And it'll be 300 plus A.ATK times 10. Or we'll say ATK times 5 plus A.AGI times 5 minus B.DEF minus B.AGI. And it can critical. And this will generate 20 TP. It's a physical attack, we'll say uses, and the animation, it is a tech. And the animation will create one. Copy a template from one we already made. Let's Say we're using 469 appropriately so. Hey Lumpy Chan, how are you doing? Dr. Vio, hello in Shawl. It's good to see some people here. Animations. Need something that looks like a whip crack. Hey, that works. Let's take this one. That was fast, and go here on 469 giggity. Paste that in. Get rid of the water sound effect to include something else. That's a little too much. Something small. Get rid of this water one. Try that. Yeah, it sounds powerful. We'll call this whip crack. And let's change the color to be more of like a purple or red. Yeah. There we go. Occasion battle screen. And then one more skill. Did we award that already? Yep. Whip crack. Let's make another skill. This one will take TP. 191. And this is going to be her, or maybe this will take MP. Now we'll make it TP. Hey Shabeto, this is going to be called Tempt. Simple as that. And it's just a heart. Cause all surrounding enemies to be charmed. And this will take 50 TP. That way she can't just spam it, right? Because she's got to have 50 TP to use it. Occasion battle screen, it will be a tech. We'll consider it a magic attack actually, and we'll give it an animation. So let's go to 470. Give it that. We'll say uses. And we're going to have it add a state. It won't be 100% though, but it's going to be all enemies actually. So we'll put it on 64, and we'll say it is a 75% chance to land. Is that too much? 60% chance to land. There we go. So this is all enemies with a 60% chance to land. Cause all surrounding enemies to be charmed. Inflicting /IT 64 at a well. Giving a 60% chance to inflict, whatever we call that. So let's go to the states and go to 64 and add a new state, call it tempted. And what it does is it counts as attack an ally, because now you're defending. And does it do anything else besides that? Let's say you lose evasion It's just a little subtle. You lose some evasion while you're tempted because you're not worried about your self-preservation as much. And it removes at the end of battle, and it removes, well, let's see, how much? 3 to 4 turns. Or we can say 3 to 5, but it's removed by damage half of the time. So if you get hit, there's a 50% chance that it just wears off. We'll say 3 to 4 because it's still very, very strong. Let's make, wait, does it have? Yeah, it already has an SV. Let's just use Fascination SV overlay. We can use a state animation, but I don't use these very often, so we might as well use them. Skull says, "Hey Drifty, how many submissions will you be reviewing and uploading each day?" I did one yesterday because it was late night by the time the competition was ending, and I posted one this morning. I'm thinking I'll try to post 3 or 4 a day, and so maybe within a few days they'll all be uploaded. I'm going to... we've already recorded 5 of them. Life is a cancer? Wow, that's optimistic. How are you doing? Yeah, we've recorded 5 of them and posted 2 of them, so I'm going to try to post the 3 we recorded today, 3 others that I recorded today. Maybe I can get 3 more out today. And there's only 10 total submissions, so I think within, like probably by tomorrow night or the night after that, they should all be posted. But I still have stuff to do today. I have to go shopping. I have to get some more socks for my baby. I have to get groceries. Gotta leave the house for stuff. And yeah. Okay, so that's a state. Okay, now we need an animation. Let's find one that's like a heart. Have anything that shows a heart? Let's take this one, but change it. Change the icon. Do I have anything that's like shows a heart? Charm, fascination. Something. Wait, heart? Hey, that works. Heart revive. What is this one? Heartbreaker? No, doesn't look good here. What about this one? Doesn't come up very much. You know what? I'm going to use a different animation, but use that, replace it with that image. So let's find another one. Let's copy this one, paste this here, and change the special with the Heartbreaker one. We have the Love Struck too. Hey, that looked really good. Let's see the Heartbreaker one though. The Love Struck was much better. And let's change the sound effects though. works. Okay, and we'll call this tempted, or tempt. And the whip crack can use the basic attack animation. Action sequence. Not attack animation, but action sequence. But instead of attack animation, we're going to use action animation. That way it plays the whip crack, not the basic attack. So this will generate TP, we'll say 25, and then tempt will cost 50. Actually, let's make it cost 40. Doesn't deal damage though, so it's just going to turn enemies, the players, against themselves. Alright, so let's give that skill to our new enemy, the Temptress, which she already has. And create the troop. We're going to test her out first. And then we'll add. So we have 2 of them. Let's do what we did last time and put a test event over here by the arena. Life says, I'm working on a project that requires some serious gameplay enhancements, so I started to learn JavaScript. Cool. But the more I progress, the more I think it would be a lot easier to just hire a coder guy who can do the codes better. Renzo says, hello. What's up, Renzo? What do you suggest you do? It depends on what you're trying to do. Can you do it? Do you have to have a plugin? Keep working on it. Don't give up. That's my suggestion. Don't give up. If it's too complex and you have the money, then hire someone. If you don't have the money, you better crack those books open. Bogaret, what are you doing? I'm creating new enemies, new skills, new animations to put into the game. We're getting close to releasing the new update. Maybe today. No, today I got a lot to do today. So when I release the update, I have to take down Google Drive links and then re-upload, and then upload to my website, and then also send emails out to people who have hosted it. And I've still got to do RL stuff and also put out videos for the Game Jam. When I post all the Game Jam things, then I'll probably push this game out. The next version of it anyway. Okay, what am I doing here? This particular event, I'm just making a test event to see how overpowered or underpowered the Temptress is. And test playing it, and then once we get the Temptress like power level where it should be, I'll throw it in the game somewhere and add it to the capture system. Okay, so 1 out of 4. That seems to be good. Ooh, we got all 4. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So there's some moves that it doesn't need. But I'm going to leave them. Wait, hold on. Let me just check some skills real quick. Okay, so that costs TP. So let's remove that, because that's not gonna... Let's look at Whiplash. I guess I'll just find it. There we go. It costs 100 to Whiplash? Oh, okay, okay. That's a strong move. But it costs 100 TP, so I mean that... Hey Zeal, don't worry about it. What is this game? It's a free RPG I've been working on for a few years. I put out previous versions. Hey Renekon Leet. Yeah, I mean it's a little strong, that charm move. The rest of her stuff isn't that challenging, it's just that one skill. The temp skill. 60%? Maybe that's too high. Maybe we make it 50%. And make it cost 50 TP. There we go. So it costs 50 TP and it's only 50% chance to happen, but it's still strong. Do you have any game that is already released? Well, I've already released this game in a previous version and updated it a few times. And this is, I mean, I'm just going to keep updating this game. I'm working on other games as well. And I made various other games with other engines. But they're all like small things. I haven't made a hit game or anything, if that's what you're asking. I didn't write Undertale. How much time did it take to make this game? A long time. I can't even imagine, like, okay. If we had to take hours, there were some days where I'd work on it 8 hours a day when I first started. So, I don't know, it was a few months of 8 hours a day. So, I don't know, let's say 90 times 8, there we go, 720 hours, and then I worked on it almost every day for a few hours. So for a year, well, not even a year. I think about another 6 months. So let's just say 200 days times 200 plus, let's say 500 more hours. And then I would come back to it every now and then and throw more hours in it. I would say between 1,500 to 2,000 hours on this game total. Not all of it was spent very well, and a lot of it was spent talking to people, and a lot of it was spent remaking things I already put in because I'm unsatisfied with them, which is, you know. I heard Windows 10 calculator sends encrypted telemetry from your computer to Microsoft servers. Boro B, it does. When you turn on your computer with Windows 10, if you hear your processor going, hit a Control-Alt-Delete and go over here, and you'll see that your CPU usage will skyrocket to, well, I mean, it only goes 5 to 10% on mine, but this is with a pretty good processor, an i7, I think it's 5770K or something like that, 6.4. But you'll see your CPU usage will go up, and you'll see Microsoft telemetry. All you have to do is click on it and hit delete, and it stops, but there's no way to permanently stop telemetry from sending. So yeah, like all kinds of diagnostic information is sent to Microsoft servers, so wherever you heard that, it's probably true. You can't imagine why the calculator is in the telemetry. I don't know, people are fascinated with numbers, I suppose. Anyway, we've changed. I feel like she had a lot of HP. So let me drop her HP a little bit. Let's go with 3,800 base and even 400 MP. She doesn't really have any MP moves besides like Drain Life, I think. I do want her to be kind of fast, so I mean, I'm going to lower some stats down. Further balancing. Let's try again. So we changed a few things. There you go, she didn't feel too hard, but she also didn't use her move. Let's try again. She's not using her move at all. She's dying before she uses it. Great King Boo, how you doing? Is Constricting Tail taking TP? Let me just finish this battle. I think we need to remove Constricting Tail. We're fighting the Temptress. This is a new succubus type of creature that I just made this episode. There's Whiplash. Okay. That takes 100 TP to use. I'm surprised she didn't use the other one, though. She went this whole time. Didn't use her main move. She certainly sucks, if you know what I'm saying. There it is, Tempt. Okay, it landed on 1. Statistically, it would land on 2, because it's 50% chance. So she's got a wicked, like, life drain. She's sort of an annoying creature to fight. Yeah, that's a good point. Runicon says, randomness can be so tedious when trying to balance new enemies. Probably the main reason making games take so long. It's one of the reasons. It adds up. I mean, she's not, maybe she has too much HP still. I feel like she still has too much HP. Let's take some of her HP. She's got 3,600. The same as the Spectre. Actually, she'd have less. She's a higher rated creature, but she has less HP, so she'll die faster. Let me check the skill Whiplash, because I think that takes... That's where her TP's going. Okay, Whiplash is going there, but what about the Constricting Tail? It takes 20. So that's what's being used constantly. So we're going to get rid of Constricting Tail. So mainly it will be doing Whip Crack and then Life Drain, and it will use Whiplash rarely. So we're going to drop this to a 3, and the Slumber Drop rarely. It will mainly be doing Whip Crack, and when it has TP, it will use Tempt a lot, or it should do more. But at only 50% chance to stick, and when you get hit, there's a 50% chance that it wears off. And she's got less HP, so she should be able to kill her fast, but she does have drain moves, so that makes a difference. Cool. I think that's fine. We took her HP down, so we need to give her a little more offense since she dies faster. I think that's probably good with this creature. The skill Slumber Drought feels a little strong, but that's because it's for... It really doesn't see... Oh, it's just because it's nature damage, probably? And it can critical? Yeah, it's fine. Okay. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and add the... this enemy to the arena system. So to do that, we'll copy this enemy and put it down where there's another ID and remove the gold. So here, now it's the same enemy with the different enemy ID. We're going to get rid of the gold that you get from it and reduce the drops. So we're going to get rid of the chance that it drops a higher tiered belt, and it can drop the lower tiered belt at a 1% chance. And we'll make it so that this is lower chance to drop, these are lower chance to drop, and this is also lower chance to drop. So arena enemies will have no gold and lower drop rate, but they give tokens for fighting them. And you can semi-control their level based on the number that you capture. So that's not the only thing we have to do. We have to go to troops, and we need to add troops over here for the arena version of that creature. So here's the Temptress, the arena Temptress, and what else is there? There is the common event, no, the skill first. So let's go ahead and do a find, capture skill. Inside here, we're going to take this last conditional, copy it. We're going to do the same thing. If the target is at 0 HP or less, and the ID is, we're going to say the ID is 56, then we're going to use variable 221 and to store the number that we've captured. And in the show message, we're going to say you captured a Temptress. Captured a Temptress. We also need to double check that variable 221 is not currently in use. So let's go to common events and just look somewhere for control variables. Look at 221. It's not being used, so we're going to say captured Temptress. We also need to update a plugin that shows the number of enemies we've captured on the status core. So let's do that up to 221 as well. And we don't necessarily need to control any variables here. We just need to make sure that it's used for that and that only. What we do need to change is the actual arena event. We're presenting the player with one more option, so we're going to make a condition saying if they haven't captured at least one of these, then don't show the option to fight it. And so by doing that, we make a hide choice plugin command. And at the end of that, we also want to rectify any damage we've done to the choices. So we allow the choice 21 to appear when we're not inside here. Then there's one more thing, or two more things we have to do in here. We have to give the player that choice. So we go to the final show choices, which is up here somewhere. here we go. We edit this so that none is the new cancel case is on 4, so we cancel to 4. And here we put in temptress as our option 3. And we're going to change option 3 to what was there to put into option 4. So we cut out this and we put this here. So this is to access this common event, you consume an item. So when the player gets into the menu and they press cancel out, they get their item back. But when they select temptress, it does certain things. So it's going to do the same thing that it would do with the rest of them. Play an animation, control the enemy level modification based on the appropriate variable, in this case the 221 temptress that we made, and multiply that by 3. Start the battle for the arena version temptress, and then inside here, let the player know if they've won that they get this variable number of tokens, which is based on obviously the variable. And then we have to basically change this so that it actually looks at the right variable to award the items. And that's it. We've added a new creature into the arena. We don't actually have to touch the arena event because it's all handled in, well, most of it's handled in a common event. The actual event, just make sure that they have a token, and if they do, we take the token, and then we open the common event. And that's why when you say no, we have to award the token, because so if you have the Arena Battle Emblem token, you'll be presented with this choice. Otherwise, it'll tell you to come back when you have a token. And this will only be presented when you have the token, so it'll say, do you want to use it and enter the arena? If you say yes, it takes the token and calls that common event that we just modified. So we've added a new temptress. Where do we want to include that battle on the actual encounter version? So let's look on the world map, perhaps. Maybe the temptress will be fought when you she's kind of hard, and you get the boat, you'd sell here, you check this place out first. So maybe this cave, which needs to be something, we'll call it the we'll have to make a new map, right? So let's do a new map. Do I want to do a new map? Gosh, I don't, but maybe I should. A small little cave map for this little area. Because you're going to be able to go here. Oh no, this can't be where the temptress is at. Because you'll be able to go here early on before you... Yeah, as soon as you get the boat, you can sail around the island and get there if you wanted to. So that's something I want to include, but not for the temptress. Where are we going to throw this lady? Maybe in the next tier of the mines? I think that makes sense, because that's where you'd go to further increase your gear. Go to the next area of the mines. Okay, let's go to the mines. If I could find the dang map. The mines, here we go. Let's go here. I mean, I could cheese it and just copy the map and then paste the map on top of itself and call it the Mines Level 2, but that's so cheesy. The Mines Level 2. I'll just say L2. The Mines L2. And instead of dodos and specters, you will have harder encounters, right? So 2 dodos, 2 specters, but then Temptress comes in. And Temptress 2. And slightly higher encounter rate. Now what's the bonus to doing this? Well, we have higher level ores. That's what we'll do. So what I'll have to do is change this so that this Grim Forest, no, we gotta change that. And the other one too, this is supposed to say the mines level 1. And then it takes you to the mines level 1 up here. And I have an idea. You'll have to use ore from the mine to open the seal to go deeper. Yeah! Okay. And then from here, I'll have to change this one too, because this is not supposed to be Grim Forest, this is to Phelan, which is the name of the world map. To go here, it no longer says it no longer says the way is shut, it looks like a cave-in. It will instead say there is a mechanical door with, how many types of ore are in here? Mithril, obsidian, adamantite, nebesite. 4. With 4, what do we call it? Not handles. 4, like, something on a wall or a door that's like like where you could place something in. Like, I need a name for the thing on a door that would, like, hold something. Like, shelf. But something like a shelf. Another word for shelf. Let me just do this. Another word for shelf. Synonyms. Yeah, give me a synonym. Counter, covered, ledge. Ledge. That's a good one. Rack. Mantle, ridge, rock, shell. Ledge. 4, creviced, like when there's a push down, so it's like indented. 4 indented ledges. 4 cup-like shelves. Each of them is colored. No, get out of here, ad. Skip. Okay. Each of them is colored differently. And in very similar to the 4 colors of ore that you can mine in this shaft, giggity. So, there's a mechanical door with 4 cup-like shelves. Each of them is colored differently. Each of them is colored differently. One for every color I go like this, /C, and put in like a different color. One for every color of ore that you can mine in this shaft, and then like go like this so that it shows every color of ore that you can mine in this shaft. Like it lets you know what you need to get through. And then we'll show choices. Place one of each ore on the shelves, or do nothing. So if you say place one of each ore on the shelves, it's going to run some conditions. It's going to see if you have a mithril ore, and then if you, so there'll be an else handler. On the else handler, we'll say, come on words, brain, you can do this. You're missing a / item icon for whatever the one it is for mithril ore. Which one is it? 204. You're missing a mithril ore, and it will be dim and bottom, because you'll be at the top of the screen. And we're going to copy this and paste it in here, and it'll check the next one, which will be obsidian ore 205. Otherwise, you're missing a 205. Copy this, paste this, and it'll check to see if you have an adamantium ore. It'll say you're missing an adamantium ore 206. We copy this and we do it one more time, one for the nebisite that you find here. And it'll say you're missing a nebisite ore. And nebisite, a nebisite. It's 207, right? 207. So I guess if it's only going to tell you one of these messages, because I don't want it to spam you 4 times. And this is a simple way. I can make it more complex, but it's fine. If you have all 4 of those, then let's change items and take away all 4 of those. Let's take away a mithril by decreasing 1. Copy, paste, spacebar down. Copy, paste, spacebar down. Copy, paste, spacebar down. So we take those 4 ore, and then we show an animation. We actually need to put something here. I'll make the door. Show an animation of something. Let's put an animation right here. On this event, 471, and then we play a sound effect first, and then await. What is that sound? The doom, 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 doom. Do you hear that sound? Doom, 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 doom. Every now and then it's like doom, 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 doom. Somebody next door banging on a tree or something? I don't know. Whatever, it's distracting. I don't know if anyone else can hear it. Hopefully not.
I wasn't hearing it over the live stream.
Oh, okay. Good. Good, good, good.
I have my earbuds in, so.
Your ear buddies?
My ear buddies.
Your ear biscuits. So we're going to play a sound effect. I don't know about that one. Something that's like... That looks good. We'll do, or sounds good. We'll do a 1.5 second wait, play an animation. Or wait, maybe we don't put the wait right there. let's do a 30 frame wait, so half a second, and then it starts to move. You hear it, and then you see an animation, and then the door moves or just transfers you. There's a movement route. We'll just do a transfer. Transfer the player to the mines level 2, which will be down here. And then fade to black, face up. And you'll need this every time you want to enter this section of the mines. So what we can do is take this animation, or I'm sorry, sound effect, and when you transfer back down from the mines level 2, you play a sound effect, it transfers, but it'll also play that sound effect and an additional weight for this. This is 2 mines level 1. I'm calling it L1, okay? So this is the cheap, quick, fast, easy way to extend the gameplay without adding another new map. I want to change this, but I'm going to leave it this way for now. And then the weight is shut to level 3 for now. I hear a baby. She needs to be wrapped up and put to sleep, I think.
Well, she was sleeping.
Oh.
She's resisting arrest.
She's resisting arrest. Maybe, yeah. She was giving me a tough time this morning.
She doesn't like sleep today.
She's a good girl, but sometimes she doesn't want to go to sleep, even though you can clearly see she's exhausted. Maybe she gets that for me, because I'm kind of the same way. I don't like going to sleep. I love sleeping, but like when I'm doing something, I don't want to stop what I'm doing because I'm tired or I'm hungry or I have to go to the bathroom. It's very, very challenging sometimes to go to bed on time. Alright, so we'll have to change what's the difference between 1 and 2. Well, there's a higher level ore in here. So this goes to the world, and you go over to here, and this goes to the next area. But every time, this is below character's player touch, and when you say do nothing, we'll do a movement route and make the player walk down, move down. That's pretty much it. Mech door. You know what I could do is maybe pop up a image when you come up to the door and then erase the image afterwards. Should we do that? How big of an image should this be? New. This should be, I don't know, 200 and the height of, let's say, 600. And this will have no background. We've got to do a new layer. I don't know if I'll use this. I'm just messing around here. And we'll get some sort of brown color. And then we'll change this and this. Wait, nope. And we need to change the brush too a little bit. Like this. Nope, that's not right. Nope. 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 Maybe like some gray stone or something. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of making stuff up. Let's go to this, like this. And then for the wall, I guess we'll do a new layer, where this layer is underneath it, and this will be the wall, which is also like some sort of brown line color. Let's go like this. Don't ask me what I'm doing, I don't know. Change this up to be like this. Obviously it's got to be a solid color first, because I've got some transparency stuff going on. Nope, no, that's too bright. And so gosh, why is it so green? Stop making it green. Still looks green. Let's go with, I don't know, some kind of texture. Nope. I need something blurry. Nope. Gosh. I'm just not good at this. And then on this layer, I need to like make it look like it's coming out some. This looks awful. Good God. Okay, let's do something. Let's take this, lower the size, put this on a new layer, pick a new color, or like a mechanical door, I don't know. And then we have like 4 ledges. And these will be like... Wait, what 4 colors are the ore? Mithril is like this green color. And then obsidian is like kind of a black color. And then a blue and a teal. So green, black, blue, teal. That's none of those. Okay, so let's go with a light green, and then like a dark red, very, very dark red. Not completely black, but almost completely black. Gosh, quit going completely black. This. And it's a door with boobs, guys. We did it. And then we need a blue, like a light, not like a medium blue. And then like a teal-ish color. I wish I would have put that on a different layer. Darn it. so good at this, guys. I'm too good at this. Don't change the color. What's the point of having it that color? Problem with that black is it looks like it's indented instead of coming. Let me just go over it again with like that black color. Let's use the dropper tool. Where's that at? Take that color. Hold on, what if we go on a new layer, undo, and then a new layer, where this comes out like this. Gosh, can I draw, please? Let's filter that layer with something. Anything that makes it look like it's popping out a little bit without changing the color too much. Wallpaper? Wait. You know what? I'm just gonna say it's good enough. Alright, guys, we did a thing. Let's save this as a terrible, terrible accident that should have never existed. RPG Maker, MV, into the pictures folder. Or door. And then we'll save it as a PNG. Or door. Boom. Hey Snooze-ish, how are you doing? So when we interact with this event, the first thing that happens is we'll do a show picture. And we'll show the or door, and we'll center it. 640, 360. I'm just going to say picture number 11. And then copy this. And then at the end of the event, no matter what happens, we're going to erase that picture. Oops. Erase picture 11, no matter what. And let me just start the party here. Do I have any door? Do I have door? Do I need to go into Sprite and make a door now that I decided to give it some arbitrary graphic? Maybe. Let's just go with this for right now. Direction fix it. And we have to go action button now, same as characters. Also, let's do event mini label. Mini label. The Mines level 2. Right? I think that's how you do it. Let's There is a mechanical door with 4 cup-like shelves. Each of them is colored differently, one for every color of ore that you can mine in this shaft. Place one of each ore on the shelves. You're missing a mithril ore. That means I'm going to have to do this again for every level that I do. It looks so bad. Okay, I know what I have to do here as well is just put a blank event for, like, I think this would look okay. Maybe this one. No, it's got to be this. Okay, and direction fix, and yeah. This one will be above characters actually, but it won't matter. Oh no, new game. Oh gosh. Let's take the event mini label and put it on this second one over here. It looks okay. No, it doesn't. It's a disaster. Hey, it's customized, okay? It's customized. And I extended the gameplay. What I need to do is actually make this second area just a little bit different. I'm not going to change the map. I'm just going to move the nodes around and all of the mithril will be turned into the next tier because we're getting rid of the lower tier. Alright, so the mithril will be up here, up here, and right there. But this won't be mithril. This will be the next one. Diozite, which is a yellow. So let's change this to Diozite. And I need a different glowy color, so let's go to hex color codes. Hex color code yellow. Let me just see the color first. Yeah, I want a light yellow 3. That's the one. Okay, copy this. Change that. We don't need 2 hashtags. Close this. Let's bring this and this back up and change the text. Mine the diozite. And then not right now. Let's change the image to something yellow. I think I made another one. Or what did I call it? High level ores. This is gonna have to be the yellow. It's the most yellow I have of the second thing I made. And yeah, that should be fine. Let's change this to diozite or copy it, paste it here. Simpler than that. Call this one 2. Copy it, paste this one here, delete this one. Call this one 1. And there we go. We've upgraded to the next tier. And essentially I could repeat that process, requiring that you have one of each of these ore to get to the next thing. But I want to change the map around and make this an actual thing, but I'm not going to do that until I've done a lot more storyline related, because that's 2 tiers that you can jump. Cool. So I like that. That was an interesting, unexpected thing that happened. Let's set our beginning intro point where it's supposed to be, right here. Set our starting point there. Save the game. I changed the experience and gold growth rate. I hope it's not too terrible. Like, it seemed about right, but then as I got to a higher level, it seemed like that was leveling too fast. I would fight like a low-level creature, and hit at a higher level. The stats are still low, so it's easy, and it got a lot of experience. And I don't know. So I really have to go through the game again and do a final bug test. I fixed the farming system works. The arena system. I already fixed that too. One last thing is the hireable mercenary system, which I just removed and said that's out now. The core plugin I was using to make that operate, which was jank from the beginning, to be honest, it just doesn't work in 1.6, so it's gone. Farming from Lydia's homestead works. All of the events and sequences line up in order. You go from the ship to the airship super fast because that's the ending of the game, basically. But I'll change that when we add the third part, the third big update. All of the graphics been overhauled. Stretched out sprites. I put the Bard in the whole ice continent. I think it's close to being released, to be honest. I've added new items in the arena. I guess. What else is there? I've adjusted the end credits. The arena capture system is working right. I added an island that you can't get to until you have the airship, but that's also doesn't have a map for it. There's several places that need new maps. So if I want to keep adding more, I need to update the storyline so that when you go back to the castle, something else happens, which I haven't figured out yet. Instead of just giving you the airship, the king says, I know I promised you an airship, but something, yada, yada, yada. We need you to do this thing first. And you'll already have access to a ship, so you sail. Maybe the airship has been captured. That makes more sense. And then you have to go get the airship back from who has stolen it or commandeered it. And that will open up the next storyline. We still have some loose ends that have to be tied up, right? Tiana and Lydia are just straight missing, so there's no way to get them back in the game. I don't know. I mean, I think I could add a map that has an arcane circle in it. Let me see where I will show you what I'm talking about. Right here, this little cave, there could be an arcane circle that would be, you'd be able to teleport to with the elemental pistol. Of course, the party wouldn't have it. It's gone. Tiana and Lydia have the elemental pistol, but they don't even know how to operate it, so I could show something there, but then when they go missing, you're automatically teleported there, so you'd have to go here to get them back. So if it goes, we go here, add another map here, you get them back, which would be optional, I guess, at this point. You have to, because Arturus still has his own motives and things to do. Driftwood would want to do that. So Driftwood would want to help get the airship back so that we can better survey and get. Okay, so that's what will happen. I've still got a lot to work out, storyline related, and I think it's at a point where it's ready to be final bug test, one final playthrough bug test, and fix anything I see on this final run through, and then I don't know. I guess deploy it and put out a new version. Finally, it's at a point where I think that's workable, that's doable. Let's start a new playthrough. I'm sure there'll be lots of bugs I fix even on this playthrough, which is why you want to be your own biggest beta tester. It's a pretty big, like, ground-shaking thing for just, like, some foot soldiers and Uruks. I mean, I guess that they're shaking the houses aren't super sound, if you know what I'm saying. Like, they're rickety structures falling apart. I have a feeling the adjustment I made to the experience will have you get all the way, like 90% of a level from this fight, but not get the level. Nope, it still works. Okay, that's good. Yes. This is an optional fight, by the way. I actually have to do this fight. It's worth doing, though. There's a chance for an unidentified item, which is something you'll get later. You'll be able to use later on. I mean, it's in the game. You get to Cliffdale, whatever I called it. It just feels so much better. Gosh. I say that and then I have a miss fest. Just land a hit, Tiana, jeez. YouTube censors a lot. Like, you guys don't even say anything bad, and it's like, nope, we're holding this comment for review. Like 9 out of 10 of the times that YouTube holds a comment that I have to click show, it's like not anything bad at all. I mean, I'm glad that's a feature that's there for when somebody does just want to join the channel and start cussing. It just automatically holds everything they say, so nobody sees it but them. But most of the time, it's not really used. Like, it's just a hassle. But I'm glad it's there. I would rather have it than not have it, so. Gosh, she misses so much. It's annoying. There we go. She's not a hitter, though. Let's go with some max HP. Maybe speed. And Tiana, you're going to get some HP and MP. Okay. Those stats early on are really, really useful. See that, what you just said, got censored because you use, you know, BS in it. You said BS. It's like, do you want that kind of talk in your chat room? Like, typically I don't want any cuss words, but if it's appropriate, like the way that it's being used right here, it's not inappropriate. I don't think so. Like when it comes to name calling, I don't like people name calling each other. So it's always good when it censors that out. I feel like I can get rid of the shadows in this map. Yeah, it censors until I click show, and then it shows it. Like it auto hides it, so if you want it to hide, you just don't click anything, or you click hide so that it goes away and you don't have to see it. I don't let people say anything they want. I mean, they're free to do that, but it'll get censored and I won't allow, like, name calling of or any kind of, like, racist or sexist or misogynistic comments. I'd rather not. I'd rather not condone all that nonsense. So far, it's been pretty smooth. I haven't seen any real big bugs. A couple of things, like on one of the dialogues, I can just check it while I'm thinking about it. In the cave, one of the caves, the sewers, right here, I didn't see face graphics. Like, who's talking? Yeah, so I need to add this. Like, so let's put a name. Who's talking? Oh, it's a narrator. So what I should do is say Driftwood and then put face right here. And then inside here, instead of yes or no, we say reach inside and grab it. Do nothing. And then I guess Lydia should say something. I mean, Tiana, because she's the other person here. What's this? Some sort of warm stone? I guess these rats were using it for warmth. Okay. And then you get it. Bada boom, bada boom. Obtained that. You obtained. You've obtained. Rat nest. And there it is. Now that's fixed. The other thing I saw was when we went to this transfer event, after the fade out screen, transfer event, we need to do a plugin command, hide mini label, I think that's the command. Hide mini label. And then show mini label. So it's going to transfer to here, where an auto run happens. And yada yada yada. And then after this happens, we show mini label. Let's make sure that this is the correct command. One word, show mini label, hide mini label. Hide mini label, show mini label. Yep. And that's it. So it hides, and then after this event, it shows the label for the world and for the tent. That way you don't see Artura's tent during the cutscene, it just shows up afterwards. It's a small thing, and it doesn't really matter either way. That's why it took so long for me to actually do that. Epic Mighty Hina Cloud, how are you doing today, good sir? I upped the encounter rate on the world map, but it still wasn't. It's not enough to trigger a fight unless you get bad RNG from the tent to the kingdom. But you'll probably explore. That's what I'm saying. Yada yada yada. Let's get into one battle here to see about what way to fight. Feels so much smoother. Let's get some drops. Wait, what was up here? I should incentivize something up here. There's one here. I should put something to incentivize the player going up here at the beginning of the game, actually on this side. But what should it be? A silver helmet, which is IA-53. Because I don't think you would have a helmet at this point. Yeah, optimize. Yeah, you wouldn't have a helmet, so you can get a silver helmet. forgot to auto-equip, or I forgot to equip the skull, right? I don't know if it automatically will optimize. Hopefully it does. The death coil can just kill you. It puts doom on you and then you die. Which I changed around. I hope I didn't mess up doom. Ancient skull is not being worn, so this does not put on the ancient skull. You have to go down to relic yourself. Oh, it does. I'm an idiot. Okay, never mind. Maybe we move leather boots to the left side. Yeah, let's do that. Let's move leather boots to the left side on the second one, since we put a chest up here. We've got a chest down here, and a chest here, and then we'll put one up at the top. Like this. Move that around. And then this one's here. Let's just move it around. Yeah, let's put the scale mill right here, next to that statue. But we'll also take, what is this? A junk pile loot. What is this one? Refreshing water. We'll copy this and put, I don't know, something at the shelf here. Not refreshing water, but something else. Empire rations. But why would there be Empire rations? 27. This is a good question. This is an Easter egg for the next part of the story. Why would the king have Empire rations in his chamber? I don't want to say anything. I'm just going to call it evidence. Why would the king have Empire? And I want to make it 3, not 3x. So it sticks out. It's different. Everything is like you get one here, one this, one of that, one of this. 3 Empire rations. Why would there be Empire rations in the king's chambers? Oops. Okay. But the king needs to eat, right? Well, the thing is, this isn't the empire. This is a kingdom. The empire are the people who are attacking. So why does the king have rations that are distributed to the enemy soldiers? That's the question. It's not, let's say, like, why does the king have food, huh? Well, obviously he needs to have food to eat, but why would he have rations that are packaged for enemy soldiers? This is a little reminder to the player to spend your points and do a quick little safety save. There are times where random encounters make perfect sense. 3 Empire rations? Lord Mikhail. What is the meaning of this nonsense? The king is Palpatine in disguise. You will die! Do it! This guy can kill me. He can bleed and assassinate. I gotta keep Protect up. And HP pretty high. And kind of just guard while I'm bleeding, probably. Let's do some regen up in here. I did reduce his HP a bit, so it's not so grindy. Oh no! I was guarding. That's good. If I wasn't guarding, that would have been bad news, because bleeding, Assassinate deals like a lot extra damage. I forgot how much, it's like triple or quadruple on bleeding targets. I think it's triple. Get him out of here. It feels so much smoother and more balanced and just better. The game is so much better. I'm going to remove all of the other download links for the older version because the older version, in comparison, is just not that good. Thank you. You've been a help. Help us, Arturus. You're our only hope. Lord Shadow, aka Shadow Lord, good evening. A lot of people downloaded the older versions. And that's what I asked them to do, to download it and play it and try it and tell me what's good, what sucks. I got a lot of feedback, and I learned a lot by watching speedruns. Slammy. That's an old version. I think in that version, ZL, if you cast Stone Skin, you crash. You just straight crash. It's just like, resource not found. Don't know how to handle this. Just crash. Talking the guard will do Oblivion criminal scum thingy because Arturus has a bounty for killing an assassin. Hello, Rising Revenger. Driftwood Gaming can play my game? Is that a question? A statement? Can I play your game? Oh, you crashed from casting Stone Skin. that was the worst one. Of all the bugs in the game, that was the worst one because it's just game over wherever you were at. Whenever you casted Stone Skin, just you lost. Game's done. I could not handle that missing resource at that current injunction. I don't actually need those blueberries. Even if the king is a traitor, why would they give him food as a bribe as if the king was a pet? And how is the main character will be able to define that the rations belong to the enemy? Well, because it says enemy rations. It says empire rations. And maybe they're packaged in a specific way that indicates this came from this spot. If I saw an army ration bag, I can tell you that's an army ration bag. That's all I'm saying. And why would the king be given rations? Well, Food is something that everybody needs, and maybe he wasn't given a small amount, maybe he was giving a large amount, but he just left some in his room. I don't know. I don't really feel the need to justify why that's there. I want to put that there as an Easter egg to something that may happen in the story later on. We'll get a few of these Athelas. We don't need to get them all because I don't think we'll be casting the spell that many times. Oh no, we got stunned. Get wrecked. You're not aware if that scenario would fit my game? Why don't you let me worry about that? Also in version 1.02 and 1.03, that fountain, that restoring water little area that I just got a full recover, doesn't work. It says you fully recover, and it doesn't. It doesn't recover you. So there's a lot of bugs from older versions that got fixed. Oh yeah, can't use venom on this thing. Plant battle. Epic plant battle. Lydia wins. This fight used to be so long. He had like an unbeatable regen on him. And you might think, oh, you have to grind and get a little bit higher. But also, in that old version, the enemy levels plugin, I think, was in there. So as you got a higher level, it just got harder and harder because his regen got stronger and stronger. It was ridiculous. It was so hard. So yeah, there's a lot of You shouldn't play those early versions unless, you know, they just came out and the person's asking to find those bugs. But we found those bugs and they were there and they were bad. But it's smoothed out quite a bit. Oh, I need to test the change I put over here. You should be able to enter here now, but the boss shouldn't be there. And he's gone. Sweet. So yeah, that is it works right. I need to test the transport to make sure it doesn't lock me. You can get another hot rock right there too, I think. Let's see. Oh, and it's Drifty Talks. There's a bug. Okay, I found it. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Rip your ears. I'm so sorry. I dropped the mic. I did a mic drop. It's my controller. It's my controller's fault. So, what I need to do is just check who's in the party for that one. For those events. Let me just do a little doop-de-doop real quick. So let's see, if actor Driftwood is in the party, then it's like this. Copy, paste the event. If actor Lydia is in the party, then we don't have Driftwood's face. We have... Would our tourists be able to walk back in? I think so. I guess she would just talk to herself. I think it makes the most sense. Just to have the dialogue stay. And then regardless, it'll switch to that page. And maybe I copy, paste this, and change this one to be Arturus instead. If Arturus is in the party, then he says it. So it's essentially the same. So I'm going to copy this event, put it on this one as well. Wait, what? Okay, yeah. Let's copy this. This one is not used, but I'll replace that anyway. And then as for the Sewers West, which would be this event, we delete it and put this event here. Fixed it. Now we won't have people talking who are not in the party, hopefully. Oh, they're super strong against nature damage. Just about to get wrecked. I think I'm dead. That's game. She is not prepared to handle this fight. Okay. You know what I could do? Let's use a strong juice for regen. Okay, and then a yesterday's fish, and then a power fungus. Oh, you can't use it outside of combat? Alright. But then I can just straight up do this sort of thing. And I can use this. It's not the most ideal way to do this fight. At this point, I'm just on for the challenge. Now I just whiplash again and get him. Hey, she can do it. It just takes a few items. Hey, now it's her talking. Great, we did it. This controls a light very arbitrarily. That's all it does. Does nothing else. Maybe I'll do something with that. I feel like that spell needs to do more damage. Venom Bolt isn't strong enough. The problem is I give it to an enemy, so I'm kind of limited by like, oh, I don't, too strong, too weak. I think it can be buffed and then maybe give 2 versions of it. Oops, that's not the one I want. Nope. Nope. Yep. Let's give it a 33% chance to poison. And say that it's 200 plus that. So it's slightly higher. I did a few things that I didn't write down. Buffed. Changed a lot of skills. Buffed some skills. Nerfed some other skills. Changed the X rate a little bit. Well, tweaked. Let me say tweaked. The XP rate gain rate a bit. Fixed some dialogue that would show characters talking who were not in the party. Added a new enemy. Where we at? Yeah, I gotta end the live stream, guys, so I'm making some notes before I forget what's happening. Thank you guys so much for coming to the live stream. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to support what I do, I have a Patreon. Please back me on Patreon. I need some money. Give me some money, please. Babies are expensive. Added a new enemy. The Temptress. Added new skills and new states for that enemy. Various other changes that I don't... Oh, added a new level of the mines and some very awesome artwork of a door. Because it's very awesome, guys. Very awesome door. You guys know this. Thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. I really appreciate it. I gotta go. Stuff has to happen. Oh. Stay tuned for some videos. The C3 entries were recorded, 5 of them, and I've only uploaded 2, so I'm going to upload 3 more today, and then if I have time tonight, record some for tomorrow. You guys are awesome. Stay awesome. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you want more. We'll see you guys. Wait, tomorrow's the weekend, so have a great weekend. I probably will not be live streaming, but I will post some videos tomorrow. So have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you guys Monday. Where I stream 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daytime. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great Friday, have a good weekend, and see ya on Monday. Bye-bye, guys. And girls.